made today. Did you see that?
I saw the statement. I mean, look, it's real simple. Earlier in the week when they dropped this on us, we didn't ask for this. Apparently they've been talking to reporters about this for weeks. They dropped it on us on Tuesday, and we said two things were important, that there'd be transparency and that it'd be a legitimate workout. And when it appeared those things were not going to happen, we had a backup plan, and that was this. And again, we asked from the very beginning for y'all to be a part of this, and they said no. So,
and that's why you changed the location?
Correct.
Did you have a set of a backup already?
We had to have a backup plan ready. We always do, right? I mean, NFL teams have backup plans just in case certain things happen, injuries happen, whatever. So we had to have a backup plan, and we got this ready. So.
How many?
8. There are 8 teams here. Yep.
Can you mind naming the team?
They actually asked for.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, they asked for that. So,
no problem.
But again, if y'all were filming, you could see the guy standing us. You could see.
Did Hugh Jackson come here?
He did not. We asked him. I actually reached out to Hugh and asked him if he wanted to come over, and he said he wasn't able to come. He didn't have transportation. He was going to head back home.
I saw a report that there was a waiver the NFL wanted you guys to sign about litigation in case nobody signed it. Is that a big step?
Yes, it was. It was the waiver that they sent over. They said it was standard. I've never seen anything that lengthy. Typically, so Colin and these receivers signed an injury waiver at a university here in town yesterday when it was raining. So I had to send them. They signed that. We used the same form. It was good enough for a university, and they said that wasn't good enough for them. And again, the one that all these players signed was 1 page. The one they sent over was 6. So, anyways, it just it was about something other than a workout.
It didn't smell right.
It didn't smell right.
So, just to reiterate, you all didn't know anything until we found out as well this week. I guess right before, but you found out this week about them wanting to set something up with that.
We found out Tuesday morning, but the PR department for the league office had contacted several national media members last week to tell them to be ready for this. So didn't tell us about it until Tuesday, but told them last week.
Steve, that's Jeff Nalley.
Hey, and honestly, that's why we had to have a backup plan because, as you said, it didn't smell right all week.
At what point did you enact that backup plan?
I still don't think any of us really know.
State your name, please. And
Jeff Nalley.
Okay.
I'm Colin's agent.
okay. Jeff Vaughn from ESPN.
Hey, Vaughn.
What'd you think about just the whole process?
I think myself, I know all of y'all had questions about it all week. Something didn't smell right. Something, again, nothing like this has ever happened. The league, Roger Goodell said that the league does not get involved in player workouts, team decisions. So why did they do this? So I think from the beginning it seemed odd, and so that's why we had to protect him in this whole process.
Do you expect to hear from some teams after this workout? Do you expect him to get a legit opportunity?
I hope so, but I don't know, and honestly, I'm not sure. I hope so. I'll be honest, I'm a little bit pessimistic because I've talked to all 32 teams. I've reached out to them recently, and none of them have had any interest. And so, again, I'll tell you this, no team asked for this workout. No team at the league office asked for this workout. And I'll tell you what, I got to hand it to Colin. He stepped up, showed he's in shape. I mean, I talked to the NFL people out here today. They said his arm talent is elite. That it's the same as when he came out of college. And I even asked them if you want to get him on a scale, see what he weighs. They said we don't need to. He looks ripped. He looks like he's in great shape. So.
Thanks, Jeff.
What the NFL motive might be to set him up in some negative way?
I mean, who knows? I mean, I think eventually we'll find out. People have speculated, is it CBA related, TV network TV contract negotiation related? I'm not really sure. I mean, I think today people were speculating that possibly it was legally related. They're trying to protect themselves against possible litigation, which that's not what I do. But bottom line is, Colin had to be protected throughout this week with all the crazy stuff going on.
How did you feel about everything leading up to it? Especially, I guess, yesterday, knowing that it might smell right, but yet still this is a chance to show that he can still play. But not just that, but just to get out there and just show the fans as well.
I mean, I think he had questions like all of us do, but at the end of the day, he's a competitor, and he's been telling everyone that he's been in shape for 3 years, and y'all saw it today. And honestly, that's why he wanted to do it in front of the media.
That was my question. Yeah.
So everyone could see. I mean, again, the process, I mean, look, they were going to send the film to the 32 teams. That's not, he wants everybody to see it. He's been telling everyone he's in shape. Now everyone gets to see it. Matter of fact, a national reporter just texted me that he was watching it live streamed in his apartment in New York and got to see it, and it looked incredible. So that was the purpose for this. And that's what we wanted to do at the Falcons facility, and they said no.
Jeff, why do you think that?
Why'd you wait so late? The NFL said they didn't find out till 2:30. Were you still trying to work on it, or it sounds like you guys knew you were going to be here.
The NFL was given a chance to have it at the Falcons facility if they allowed y'all to watch the process and film it and have an independent camera crew, and they said no.
Why do you think they said no?
What's that?
Why do you think that they blocked media from Flowery Branch?
You'll have to ask them. I don't know. I mean, to me, it should be an open process. What's secretive about this? I mean, I asked for a list of the NFL personnel that were going to be there 3 times on Tuesday. They told me 3 times on Tuesday they would. And then on Thursday morning, they said we never agreed to that.
Jeff, is it true that you were comfortable just being able for your team to film it and they didn't let you do that?
Correct.
So why wouldn't they let you film your own workout?
You'll have to ask them. It doesn't make any sense to me. We've run hundreds of college and pro workouts over the years. We've had teams ask us to set up the camera crew to film that. This is no different. So why was it okay before? And honestly, I'll tell you this. I normally deal with teams. I don't deal with the NFL league office. I've never had the NFL league office call and ask for a workout. So again, if I'm dealing with the team, we would have had none of these issues. I had half a dozen GMs call me and ask who asked for this workout, who set this up. None of this makes any sense. And I said, I agree with you. And our job was to allow everyone to see him work out.
What was your fear? What was your fear?
If the NFL league office has never done this before and Roger Goodell has said we don't get involved in that, why would they start now? I mean, if teams want to see him, they will ask to work him out, and no team asked for this workout.
How long have you been an agent overall?
What was your fear?
That there was an ulterior motive behind it, and I think we're all seeing that now.
Which is what?
I'm not gonna speculate any further.
How many NFL guys came down? I saw about a half.
There were 8.
8 ended up. You know which teams were there?
They asked me not to. I mean, y'all could probably.
I saw some of
Yeah,
them.
you can probably recognize from some of the team apparel. You can figure it out, but they asked me not to mention their names.
Are you think it hurt him that I guess 20? They said the league said 25 representatives from the teams are going to be represented. Is that all a worry or concern that obviously most of them didn't come down?
No team asked for this workout. I'm just going to repeat that again. No team asked for this workout. I think they were asked by the league office to come, and so they showed up. And again, their big deal was we're going to film it and send it to all 32 teams. All 32 teams will see what he did today. As well, they can see what y'all were putting on air.
What are your next steps?
After the workout was announced, you had teams reaching out to you at that point?
I had 6 GMs. The only people that reached out to me were 5 GMs and 1 assistant GM, and they all asked the same question: who came up with this idea? This makes no sense. And I told them this was not our idea. We did not ask for this workout. And several of them said they were going to call the league office and complain.
But Jeff, wasn't this an opportunity? You say no team has offered a workout. I mean, the league's offering a workout that no team has done. So wasn't this an opportunity then?
The teams, as Roger has said many times, if a team wants to sign him, they will sign him.
But that hasn't happened.
Correct.
But wasn't today then an opportunity because of the NFL opening the door to this happening?
If no team has signed him and no team asked for a workout, what does that tell you?
Nobody's interested?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. So now that he's done the work, the league office had whatever the reason was. They had the reason for doing this. Now that we've seen it, we're going to see what happens.
What are your next steps now on your team?
Teams in the past few off seasons that you've heard?
None.
Why do you think that nobody might want it?
I think we've been talking about that for 3 years.
What does it say that there's a crowd of people though lining that fence just to watch us practice?
That was awesome, right? Seriously, and I'll tell you what, none of those no one knew about the location until y'all did this afternoon. So the fact that all those people showed up is pretty incredible.
How much ahead did y'all have to do to kind of line this up? Obviously, this didn't happen at 2:30. Were y'all sort of thinking if y'all didn't get what you wanted from the NFL, you put a backup plan in place for today?
You always have to have a backup plan, right? I mean, teams have a backup plan if their players get injured, whatever. So you always have to we hope that we would not have to use the backup plan, but all of us got in yesterday. We got in yesterday, so this had to be put together really quickly, and I think it came off really well.
Any significance to Atlanta, or is that just kind of what the league said?
That's they called Tuesday morning. They said it had to be today. It had to be Atlanta. We asked for several other things that made more sense to allow more people to come, to allow GMs and general managers, GMs and head coaches to come, and they said no.
Jeff, where were those places you were looking?
We really never got to a location. The location wasn't the main issue.
Mm-hmm.
The issue was doing it at a time and on a day when head coaches, decision makers could come.
Tuesdays.
And again, the NFL had 25 people there. Were any of those guys decision makers? No. There was not one head coach or general manager that came.
Did they tell you why when they called you to make this offer, did they give any reason why, out of the blue, we're calling you we want to schedule a workout in 4 days?
No. I asked them, the first question I asked, I said, who asked for the workout? They said, we can't tell you that. I said, whose idea was this? We can't tell you that. Can we do it on a Tuesday when 95% of NFL workouts? No, we can't do that. So everything was no, which is why we were skeptical about the motive behind the workout.
Jeff, what are your next steps? Are you planning on doing this again, or is this a one-shot deal? Where do you stand on your side?
So when I was talking to general managers and assistant GMs that called in throughout the week, one thing that I suggested, because the league started floating the idea of, well, this is for next year. We're just taking a look for next year. So I said, if it's for next year, why don't we have it at the NFL owners meetings where every head coach and every GM will be there? And they were like, that's brilliant. That's a great idea. We'll all be there. We'll all come. And so that may be the next step. We'll see. Look, hopefully. Stephen A. Smith said, I've been told the next 2 weeks someone's going to sign him if he looks good. Y'all saw him. He looked good. Hopefully he gets signed, right? If not, NFL owners meetings, I suggested the NFL Combine. And Colin said, you know what? He said, that is the college players' stage. I don't want to detract from them. And it's a big PR thing for the league right now. I don't want to detract from that. So, that just shows, what a considerate guy that he is.
But Jeff, for the past couple of years, the football people have said, we think he can play. You heard Pete Carroll say, Cap could be a starter, whatnot. It's not the football people, whether they're decision makers or not, as to why Cap doesn't seem to have gotten a shot. It seems to be ownership. So what type of hurdle will that be? Even if the football people say, he looks great, look at this, we can bring him in now, we can bring him in the offseason. The hurdle of getting through ownership. How big of a leap is that?
Look, that's up to them. Look, Roger Goodell represents the 32 owners, right? And he asked for this workout. Maybe this is Roger's first step into talking an owner into signing. Hopefully that's the case.
The fact that he didn't have a lot of time working with these receivers and that he looked the way he did still accurate, how important is that he was able to still pull off this level of work?
It looked great. And I'll tell you what's cool is those receivers volunteered on their own dime to fly in and work out for him. And there were many others. My email box was flooded with receivers offering to fly in on their own dime and work out for this guy. So I think it says how people feel about it.
As the event was planned by the NFL, we were told there would be an interview component of the day, and that video would also be sent with the workout video to the 32 teams. Will there be any effort made, given all the cameras we saw here today, for Colin to share any sort of those types of answers to questions with teams?
What Colin told all the before he came over here and went over there, he went and talked to all the NFL people, and he said, I would love to come to your facility and you can ask me all the questions you want, interview me for as long as you'd like. So that's obviously the interview didn't take place the way the NFL wanted to do it, but he's open to doing that anytime. All right, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, thank you all. Hey, Jeff Nalley. Thank you. Appreciate it.